this thing on? Yeah. Alright, Jeremy here. Me and another friend of mine, Jeremy, found this Donkey Kong 3 machine sitting on the curb here a while back. Quite a while back. And, well, I thought it was missing parts. Turns out it's not missing any parts. Everything's here. So I've just done some basic teardown right now. Well, I don't know if you can call it teardown. Just taking it apart, figuring out what's here, what's not here. Everything's here. So, got the panel off. I ran the compressed air across it, blew everything off because it was just caked with dust. Control panel here looks in pretty good shape. A little bit of rust on the rivets. The front faceplate looks in pretty good shape, except for this label here, you know, probably put by whatever arcade it was in, whatnot. Other than that, it looks like pretty good. Just clean it off with some Windex, whatnot. See what happens. The monitor is there. I can tell from here, even though it's been off for quite a while, that it's got some burn in. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I can see two stripes going across there, flat forms going across there. We'll see what happens. For all I know, there's an LCD conversion kit or something like that for these things. I'm not sure. Haven't looked into it that hard. One thing I did do so far is I've taken apart the power supply. Let's go ahead and aim down here a little bit. This is on the bottom of the machine. You got AC input, transformer. For some reason, output's 100 volts AC. Goes over here. One of these plugs goes up to the monitor, and the other one is power for the whole circuit, I believe. No, this one here is for the monitor, and the other one is for the lights. The output of the power supply, the output of the transformer goes to the real power supply, which I'm grabbing right now. I already took it apart, inspected it pretty good. Very simple power supply, plus 24, plus 12, plus 5, minus 5. Don't use linear regulators for the negative voltages. They get the 24 volts, and they tap the 12 volts out to 24. They use a single regulator. Hey, you know what? Let's try aiming that up just a skosh. Regular old 3-terminal regulator for the plus 5, just like the 24 and 12 volts. Minus 5, they tap off the transformer and go through a regular old, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, transistors, Zener diodes, whatnot. So anyways, big old filter caps there. Nothing's domed, nothing's burned. Aside from a little bit of flux on the circuit board as a whole, looks pretty good. Let's say this thing's been sitting for who knows how long. But there's a good layer of dust, everything across everything, and I've blown it all out real good. I've hit it with a dust brush. Did the same thing with the monitor, which I'll get to next. Takes a little bit of work. Doesn't have cast ring front wheels. It's sitting on a chunk of plastic. There's the back of it. Blew it out, dusted it out real good. I'll get the camera here and zoom in here a bit. I can't change from front to back, can I? No, I can't. Damn it. Oh well. Besides that, it looks like, according to the counter, this is going to be a relatively short video. Anywho's, pop the feet down here. Lock it up. There we go. Power supply sits right down. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay, you know what? Stop. There we go, that's a better view. That power supply right there, that chassis, the plugs go on the left side over here. The power supply sits down in this nice clean area here. I gotta blow that out real nice. Yeah, I know where that came from. But I'm not going to put it back there now. AC comes in, fuse, Fuse and switch. AC power cord's pretty well torched, wrecked, but that's just the outer sheathing. There's nothing wrong with the cord itself. I've already metered it out, shook it down. There's no breaks in it, so it's good to go. Power supply plugs in right here, goes to that connector, goes into the main game board, dk3upandrunning, I think. Here's the monitor. As I said, I dusted it off pretty good already, especially around the high tension. Get back in there, see if I can get her in there. I see what the problem is. Stand by. There we go. Get that arm out of the way. There. There's nothing really to see there. Got your purity and convergence adjustments. And down here is sound, brightness. What is that? Oh, is that horizontal? Yeah, horizontal centering, vertical hold, vertical size. There's a bunch of other adjustments on the monitor itself, of course. Take out the game board. Show what that looks like. Taking out the game board itself is very easy. Especially since this one's missing half the screws. You know what? Let's take that off first. I'm out in my garage, by the way. So much for ESD practices. Not so much. Not that worried about it. It's got a lot of 7400 series logic on it, so dime to a dollar says I've got practically everything in there in my shop already. Let's take this thing off. I have to clean those connectors anyway, I'm sure. Well, they look pretty good. Tell you what. Lay that down over there. Card edge. Alright, let's go ahead and pull this thing out and have a look-see. Batteries that haven't leaked. Well, that's not a bad sign, I guess. Just got this thing sitting in my lap right now. It's upside down. Just got this thing sitting on my lap right now, so yeah, again, I'm not a professional. Let's have a look-see here. Oh, there's the Z80 right there. That's a Z80. Yeah, that's a Z80 CPU. Z80A DMA. Oh, DMA chip. Oh, yeah. Okay. Stuff there that I haven't heard of for years. Got these EEPROM chips here without any covering on the windows. So I guess the next thing would be to get some electrical tape and put that on there. Let's see if I can find a date code. 8325. Yeah, that's about right. Thing up somewhere around there said, oh, back of the cabinet. That's the wrong adjustment board, by the way. Here we go. Yeah. Somewhere around here it says 1983. I'm sure it is 1983 because that seems to be when all of them were produced. Oh, just like that right there says. You gonna focus? Let's try for a little focus. There we go. 1983. See, like I said, bunch of 7400 series logic in here. 240, 240, 240, 74 240, 7404, 132, 74, 7400, 04. Yeah, it's all 7400 series logic. A couple of oddball ones here. It looks like a RAM chip, I think. If I remember my numbers right, same thing with this one. Looks like it was set up for 0.6 as well as 0.3. Yeah, your EPROMs, DMA, probably for video. Some kind of crazy custom chip, but I'm not going to take the sticker off yet, unless I come up with problems. And battery backup, I would assume, would be for like high scores and whatnot, so you got to worry about that. At least they haven't leaked all over the board. And all the electrolytic caps that I can see on here. Oh, hey, a bodge wire. Going from that 0100 chip over to, yeah, looks like a pull-up of some sort. It's got a resistor here. What is that? I can't tell if that's a 12K or, oh well, doesn't matter. Now hold still, will you? Anyways, that's the CPU board. Let's flip it over to, and the connector here. Yeah, I'll hit that with some rubbing alcohol and clean her up. See what happens. And this is apparently the video board. Anybody can see how big this thing is. Hey, that's a trophy. Probably some amplifier chips or video. Maybe some character chips. And of course you got the thing upside down again. All the chips are labeled this way anyways. And this is all 7400 series logic. 245. Yeah, across the top row, 245, 157, 245, 157, yeah. It's all 7400 series logic. If I got a problem with any one of those, I'm sure I've got replacements in my shop somewhere. Caps look good over here. Modulator. Vertical position. Yeah, there's something underneath there. Oh yeah. There's all kinds of doodads under there. Focus? Yes, no, maybe? Nah, it ain't gonna focus. That's alright. Yeah, a little coil there, yeah. So yeah, I'll do the same thing there. I'll put some tape over that ROM chip. I'll put some tape over these ROM chips, because you would figure they should have had tape over them in the first place. 8209 over here. 82S09. It sounds familiar, but I can't place it right now. Yep. Wipe some more of this dust off. And reseat a couple of these connectors for good measure, just like I'm doing right now. If it's anything I learned working in airplanes, working on old aircraft, reseating connectors fix the problem half the time. More than half the time, I'm sure. I'll just reseat those, give them a little wipe. Yeah, okay. Next thing I'm going to do is put the power supply back together, put this thing back in, and see if I can ball something up. That's what I do. Oh, it's already going. Well, I got it all cleaned up, and it's ready to go. I got it plugged in, new plug on the cord, and it's plugged into the wall, but the circuit breaker's off. So all I got to do is move over there about 10 feet and flip the breaker and see what blows up. I'm going to go turn down the radio first so I can listen to it better. Alright, there goes nothing. Either the thing will go up in smoke or it'll work. Or to do nothing. No, I don't see nothing there. I don't see any smoke. Okay. Breaker's off. Alright, so now I'll take it around the front and do the same thing. You can see what I'm seeing on the screen, I think. And of course the train's going by right now. Come on. That's as tall as I can get it, so too bad. Anyways. Breaker's going on right now. And the brake is on. And that's all I get. So guess you get to do some futzing around with it. Oh, here goes nothing. I'm gonna hit the breaker and see what happens. Before, when I was running it, it had a single thin vertical line, or horizontal, if you want to call it that. I was taking it apart to do some troubleshooting. I found all 3 wires going to the vertical size pot broke off, but they were still sitting in the hole that they were soldered to. So I fixed those and see what happens here. Once it blows up. Hey, look at that. Hey, how about that? See some raster lines in there and it's squeezed. See what happens here. Make some adjustments in vertical size, see what happens. Okay, it's getting squished on the bottom end, which means that the deflection isn't going all the way down. Yeah. Okay, vertical hold. See what the brightness does here. Okay, dims all the way out. Comes all the way up to max, yeah. Right about there. I still see some raster lines in there, so. Oh, hey, check that out. Must be a magnetic screwdriver. Let's see if the buttons work. Got the coin switch exposed here. Hey. I died. Well, this ought to be totally useless. Must have won a level or something. Okay, apparently I can't shoot them barrels. How can I shoot through those guys? Damn it. still got a decent, yeah, apparently I do. This game is super. Ooh. Alright, don't get hit by those. Four of those. You gotta tighten up the joystick here a little bit. Yeah. Fire button needs a little bit of work. Dummy's gotta move. This game is about useless. Okay. Enough of that. It works. And somebody put it on the curb because of 3 broken wires. And who knows if all 3 of them were broke. I know I broke one of them, but wow.